to Commissioner Jackie Bray at our Department of Homeland Security and Emergency Services. Jackie?
Thank you, Catherine. I appreciate it. Good morning. I want to give a little bit more detail about the public safety preparations, but before I do, I just want to note that behind us is something called the Science on a Sphere, and it's showing you the path of totality of this year's eclipse and the path of totality of the 2017 eclipse. The state will be opening 3 operation centers. We'll be opening the Albany Emergency Operations Center that's just across the street. We'll be opening 2 regional operation centers, one in the Buffalo area and one in the Lake Placid area. Those will be staffed for the entirety of the event and until we have cleared all of the roads and made sure that everyone is home safely. In addition, we expect most of the counties within the path of totality to open their emergency operations centers, and we'll be staffing those as well, along with our partners in other agencies. As both the governor and Catherine said, we've been planning for months. We are surging staff to DOT, Thruway, and state police. And in addition to surging people for road management, traffic management, and public safety, we're also surging and deploying assets. So heavy tow trucks, things that we call help trucks from DOT that will have, a little bit of extra gas supply on hand, be able to help move people to safer places, variable messaging signs that will have information. I want to stress the use of 511 that day. 511 NY is a great resource for real-time traffic information. So if you are trying to leave or to get somewhere, we want you to use that as a resource and maybe pick alternative routes too, right? We're all going to want to be using as many paths in and out as we possibly can. The Thruway service operator, Apple Green, has prepared and they're fully stocked to accommodate the anticipated crowds. And all of the fueling locations along the Thruway and that are state controlled will be topped off prior to April 8th. We have also encouraged all private gas stations to top off their supplies prior to April 8th. I also want to offer some explicit safety tips for New Yorkers, anyone visiting us, anyone coming here. Number 1, come early, stay late. As Catherine said, it's a beautiful time to be in upstate New York, but really do not assume that you're going to leave 2 hours before the eclipse and get home 2 hours after the eclipse. Plan to come early and stay late. Number 2, pack your patience. We absolutely expect significant gridlock. You will be in traffic for several hours. It is still an absolutely worthwhile thing to do, but we want to make sure that you stay patient. In addition, number 3, pack other things. So top off your fuel. If you've got an electrical vehicle, make sure you have a full charge. Keep water, snacks, a blanket in your car for you. Number 4, only park in designated areas. We have to be able to get emergency vehicles through, particularly in the North Country, those 2-lane roads. We need to make sure that you're not parked on the shoulder and that if you have a problem, you get as far off of the road as humanly possible. Number 5, cell phone coverage may be a challenge that day. While we are surging resources in terms of additional coverage, and while we are basically expanding the bandwidth that 911 could use, it is possible that cell phones get a bit overloaded. If that happens, remember that 911 will continue to work. 911 works even when our cell phone grid is overloaded, but only use 911 for true emergencies. Being stuck in traffic, if you are okay, is not a true emergency. And then finally, if you are going to the Adirondacks, please stay in designated viewing areas. Try to avoid the backcountry that day. It's not that we don't want you to appreciate the beauty of the Adirondacks, but we do expect that our Department of Environmental Conservation, our state police teams will be out in force, potentially having to do additional search and rescues, and we want to limit that as much as possible, so we're asking you to try to avoid the Adirondacks. Not the Adirondacks, we're trying to ask you to avoid the backcountry. Finally, wear your glasses. That's an important part of public safety. And if you don't have to drive to work that day, if you can cancel appointments that day, if you are in the path of totality, it's the wrong day to try to get to downtown Rochester for a doctor's appointment, right? And so the state is allowing folks who can to telework. Those are good, smart decisions to make.